Hello. I got a phone call from somebody who asked me if I was interested in an instant offer on my property. And I've heard, Zillow and even Keller Williams is doing the iBuyer thing. And my thought on that is, if I'm looking for a good deal, I would buy something before it hits the market. If I sell my own property, I would market it and choose the highest and best offer. But if I'm looking for a good deal, I would do the opposite. I would look for somebody who will sell me the property before they put it on the market and sell it to me under market value. That would be a good deal for me. So, and what I mean by market the property, I don't mean put a Google picture, a Google screenshot, and then launch it on the multiple listing service. No, I mean, you choose a reputable agent who's concerned about keeping their integrity, and properly market the property. Professional grade photography, a description, what's the potential for the property, what's it collecting in rents, what can be built on that lot, so a little bit of substance. It doesn't matter what the condition of your property is. It doesn't matter if it's been through a fire, if it's the foundation is not in good condition. The restrooms, it's not habitable. It's a fixer-upper. It doesn't matter. The property is worthy of being marketed and properly promoted so that it yields its highest amount. And if you can fly a drone over it, drone footage, and give the property an opportunity to net its potential yield, right? Because there's people being approached over the phone, and I come across them where they've been conditioned to think that don't pay commission, an easy all cash sale, close quickly, right? So there's people receiving offers. They get calls over the phone where when I call, they're asking me, what are you offering? And I'll say, no, I'm not interested in making an offer. I'm interested in helping you net the highest amount for the sale of your property. So, and sometimes they're not interested, or they've been conditioned, or they're already in negotiations with somebody who's gonna make them an all cash offer, right? The one that they've been told about where they don't pay commission. And to me it's obvious that whoever's making that offer has an interest in a margin for profit, a profit margin. They're obviously going to get it cheaper because it hasn't even hit the market, right? And many times what ends up happening with these deals is whoever is buying it will quickly turn it around for a profit without doing a single thing to it. And sometimes there's a buyer over the phone. He says, I'm the buyer, right? And he says, I'm gonna inspect the property. So he brings somebody over, but the person he's bringing is actually his buyer. So let me start over. So the buyer tells you over the phone, I'm gonna buy it. He says, I'm gonna inspect it. I'm gonna bring somebody to inspect it. And the person that he brings to inspect it is his buyer. So he's turning it around. He's flipping it. He's flipping it before the seller even receives his money. He's already lined up a buyer. He's going to assign the paper over, assign the contract right? He's got a contract. He said he's going to assign the contract over to his buyer. So before the seller even receives his money, there's somebody flipping it before the transaction is even done, because the sale price is so cheap that this buyer is already selling it for a profit without doing a single thing to it. It's because they've approached a vulnerable seller over the phone and convinced them to let go of his property for cheap. Maybe I'm carrying too much for their money, but and one of the things that I have to be careful with, right? And I always say this, is you can't criticize something because you may end up doing, maybe if I'm rich enough to the point where I don't care about losing money, where I'm so wealthy that I don't care about letting go of a property and leaving money on the table, I wouldn't mind having that problem, but I'm not there yet. I'm concerned about, like I said, properly marketing a property that I'm going to sell and choose the highest and best offer. Look, at the end of the day, when you use a professional, somebody, like I said, somebody who's concerned about their integrity, you're going to end up netting more money for your property, and you're going to be represented by a professional. So it just makes sense. You're going to have somebody do the work for you, guide you through it, doing it properly. Somebody who has the systems, the equipment, the team around them to properly represent you, because they've been doing this. It's like everything else. You hire a professional to get it done right. So, that's my opinion.